Hard times are an unwelcome yet inevitable guest in every life. They enter unbidden, often disrupting our carefully laid plans and casting long shadows over our brightest days. Yet, if we are willing, these trials can become instructors stern, perhaps, but effective, teaching us truths we might otherwise ignore. The first lesson hardship offers is that we are not as self-sufficient as we like to think. In our comfort, we may grow complacent, believing that the world owes us ease. But adversity reminds us that life is not a transaction, it is a journey full of unpredictability. This acknowledgement, though humbling, can become the seedbed of strength. For when we accept the limits of our control, we learn to focus on what truly matters: character, relationships, and purpose. In the midst of difficulty, perspective is a gift we must cultivate. How often do we see only the thorn and miss the rose? Hardships have a way of narrowing our vision, tempting us to dwell solely on what we have lost. Yet, even in loss, there are often treasures to be found, graces hidden like stars in a cloudy night. A loss might teach us patience, a failure might strengthen resolve. Gratitude, even for small mercies, acts like a lantern, illuminating the path forward when all seems dark. Equally important is the anchoring power of faith and principles. Whether one finds solace in a divine source, a deep moral conviction, or the enduring wisdom of the ages, these foundations provide stability. They remind us that hardship, while real, is not ultimate. Principles endure when circumstances shift. They are the compass pointing true north, regardless of how fierce the storm. There is hope. Hope is not a naive denial of pain, but a fierce assertion that pain does not have the final word. It allows us to envision a better future and to act as if that future is possible, even when evidence suggests otherwise. Hope is the light that not only warms but also guides, showing us the next step when the road ahead is obscured. Hard times will come, but they need not be wasted. Strength is not the absence of struggle, it is the triumph of character over circumstance. If we are willing to listen, hardship whispers to us not of despair, but of the possibilities for renewal, growth, and transformation. The nature of suffering. Suffering is woven into the fabric of human existence, a reality that spares no one. Whether through loss, failure, illness, or other trials, hardship is an experience shared across cultures, ages, and eras. It is not merely an interruption to life, but an integral part of it. Yet, in our modern age of convenience and comfort, suffering often feels alien. We are conditioned to avoid pain, to fixate on solutions, and to seek immediate relief. But this aversion to hardship blinds us to its transformative potential. Pain, though unwelcome, has a unique way of shaping us, forcing us to confront the deeper truths about ourselves and the world around us. At its core, suffering dismantles the illusion of control that so many of us cling to. In times of comfort and success, it is easy to believe we hold the reins of our destiny, that careful planning and effort can secure a predictable future. But adversity reveals the fragility of these assumptions. A sudden illness, an unforeseen tragedy, or the collapse of long-held plans shatter our sense of security. This confrontation with life's unpredictability is jarring, but it is also clarifying. It strips away the superficial and compels us to reckon with what truly matters. Through suffering, we are reminded of our shared humanity. In the depths of hardship, distinctions of status, wealth, or achievement fade into irrelevance. Pain is the great equalizer. It bridges divides and unites us in our vulnerability. This recognition can foster compassion, both for ourselves and for others. When we experience pain, we gain a deeper understanding of the struggles of those around us. Our hearts become more tender, more attuned to the needs of others, and more willing to extend grace. It is often through personal suffering that people find the strength to become agents of comfort and healing for others. Hardship also serves as a mirror, reflecting back to us aspects of our character we might prefer to ignore. In moments of ease, it is simple to maintain an image of virtue, patience, and strength. But it is in the crucible of suffering that our true selves are revealed. Do we respond to adversity with bitterness or humility? Do we turn inward in self-pity, or do we reach outward in love and perseverance? These are not easy questions to face, but they are necessary. Suffering exposes the cracks in our foundation, giving us the opportunity to mend them and emerge stronger. Hardship demands resilience and resourcefulness. When life is easy, we may drift into complacency, allowing our strengths to atrophy. Challenges, however, awaken dormant capacities within us. They stretch our limits and push us to discover resources of courage, determination, and creativity we did not know we possessed. Think of the countless individuals throughout history who have risen to greatness not in spite of their suffering, but because of it. Adversity has a way of refining the soul, much like fire purifies gold, burning away the impurities to reveal something more precious. Another profound truth about suffering is its capacity to teach us acceptance. In a world driven by achievement and ambition, we are conditioned to resist limitations, to see them as failures. But suffering introduces us to the concept of limits, not as barriers to be overcome, but as realities to be embraced. This is not to glorify pain or suggest that it is inherently good. Rather, it is to acknowledge that acceptance of suffering can lead to profound growth. By surrendering to what we cannot change, we learn the art of endurance. We develop the strength to bear what seemed unbearable, and in doing so, we discover the quiet power of grace. Suffering reminds us that life is not defined solely by comfort and success. There is a depth to existence that can only be accessed through hardship. The joys of life are sweet, but they are often fleeting. It is in the valleys of sorrow that we learn to appreciate the peaks of happiness. Paradoxically, suffering enhances our capacity for joy by teaching us its value. Those who have walked through the fire of adversity often emerge with a greater appreciation for the simple blessings of life: a sunrise, a kind word, a moment of peace. Perspective and gratitude. Perspective is one of the most powerful tools we possess when navigating hard times. It shapes how we interpret events, influences our emotions, and ultimately determines how we respond to adversity. A shift in perspective can transform even the most difficult circumstances, turning despair into hope and frustration into resilience. Yet when hardship strikes, it is natural to focus on what we have lost, to view our pain as all-encompassing. This is why cultivating perspective is not merely a passive process, but an intentional act of reframing our experiences in light of deeper truths. At its core, perspective is about zooming out. Hard times often feel overwhelming because we see them through a narrow lens, consumed by the immediate pain or challenge. It is as though we are standing too close to a painting, unable to discern the broader picture. When we step back, however, we begin to see our struggles in context. A difficult season, though painful, is rarely permanent. Challenges, no matter how consuming, are often temporary phases in the longer arc of life. Recognizing this truth does not diminish the difficulty of the moment, but it does remind us that pain is not eternal. Another key element of perspective is recognizing the hidden blessings within adversity. This does not mean denying the reality of suffering, but rather acknowledging that even in hardship, there are aspects of life to be thankful for. For example, a loss might bring new clarity about what truly matters. A failure might redirect us toward a path more aligned with our values. These silver linings are not always immediately apparent, but with time and reflection, they often reveal themselves. Gratitude, then, becomes a tool for uncovering these hidden blessings. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we still have, offering a sense of stability even in turbulent times. Gratitude also acts as a counterbalance to despair. When life feels overwhelming, it is easy to fall into a cycle of negativity, where every challenge feels insurmountable and every setback reinforces a sense of helplessness. Gratitude breaks this cycle by redirecting our attention. It is not about denying the difficulty of our circumstances, but about finding the small, enduring joys that persist even in the darkest moments. A kind gesture from a friend, the beauty of a sunset, or even the simple fact of being alive. These moments of gratitude remind us that life is not solely defined by hardship. One of the most profound lessons of gratitude is that it teaches us to appreciate the ordinary. Often it is only in the absence of something that we realize its value. A period of illness, for instance, might make us more grateful for our health. A time of financial strain might deepen our appreciation for even modest comforts. Hardship strips away the distractions of life and brings us face to face with its essentials. This clarity, though born of pain, can lead to a richer, more grounded appreciation for the everyday. Perspective also involves recognizing the resilience and strength that hardship can cultivate. In moments of struggle, it is easy to view ourselves as powerless, as victims of circumstances beyond our control. But when we reflect on past challenges we have overcome, we see a different story. Each hardship endured becomes a testament to our capacity for resilience, a reminder that we are stronger than we think. This shift in perspective empowers us to face current difficulties with a sense of agency, knowing that we have weathered storms before and can do so again. Perspective invites us to see adversity as a shared human experience. When we are in pain, it is tempting to believe we are alone in our suffering, that no one else can truly understand what we are going through. But this is rarely true. Hardship is a universal experience, one that connects us to others across time and space. Recognizing this shared humanity can be a source of comfort and strength. It reminds us that we are part of a larger story, one in which struggle and growth are deeply intertwined. Perspective encourages us to look beyond ourselves. Hard times often draw our focus inward, narrowing our world to the confines of our own pain. But when we intentionally shift our perspective outward, we begin to see the needs and struggles of others. This outward focus not only fosters empathy, but also provides a sense of purpose. Acts of kindness, even small ones, become a way to transcend our own suffering and contribute to something greater. Faith and inner resilience. In the face of adversity, faith becomes a cornerstone of inner strength. It does not always need to be religious faith in the conventional sense, but rather the faith in something greater than the immediate circumstances, whether it be a belief in a higher power, in human resilience, or in the principles that guide our lives. Faith, in its many forms, serves as an anchor during turbulent times, providing stability and a sense of purpose when everything else feels uncertain. It is the quiet but powerful force that sustains us, even when external conditions are harsh, and when hope seems elusive. Faith enables individuals to transcend their current pain and envision a future beyond the present suffering. The power of faith lies not in a blind denial of the hardship, but in the belief that there is meaning or purpose even within the struggle. This belief can take many forms. For some, it may be rooted in spiritual or religious convictions, offering comfort in the notion that suffering is part of a divine plan. For others, it may be a belief in their own ability to endure, to rise again from adversity stronger than before. Regardless of its origin, faith shifts our perspective from seeing the present difficulty as an insurmountable barrier to recognizing it as part of a larger journey, one that we are equipped to navigate. In the absence of faith, adversity can feel entirely overwhelming. Without a belief in something beyond the pain, it is easy to become consumed by despair. In times of suffering, we may question the fairness of life, the meaning of our struggles, and the purpose of our suffering. Faith, however, provides a framework within which these questions can be explored. Rather than succumbing to hopelessness, faith encourages reflection and gives us the strength to persevere. Even in the darkest moments, the belief that there is purpose or growth to be found through hardship can sustain us and help us move forward. A critical aspect of faith is its ability to foster inner resilience. Resilience is not simply about bouncing back from adversity, but about adapting, learning, and growing in the face of challenges. Faith instills in us a deeper belief in our own capacity for resilience. When we trust that we are part of a larger design or that there is inherent meaning in our struggles, we are less likely to succumb to feelings of helplessness. Instead, faith gives us the courage to face each day, to take small steps forward, and to build the resilience required to overcome whatever challenges lie ahead. At times, it is the practice of faith itself that strengthens resilience. Faith is not a passive trait but an active force, requiring commitment and practice. It is in the small daily acts of faith, whether in prayer, meditation, or reflection, that we nurture our inner strength. These acts serve as reminders that, despite external circumstances, there is an enduring core within us that cannot be broken. This inner fortitude allows us to remain grounded, even as the world around us feels unstable. Through consistent practices of faith, we create a mental and emotional infrastructure that helps us weather difficult seasons. Faith connects us to a larger community, which is an essential component of resilience. When facing personal hardship, it is common to feel isolated, as if our struggles are unique to us. Yet faith often reminds us that we are part of a broader human experience, and in doing so, it invites us to lean on others. Faith communities, whether religious or secular, offer solidarity, support, and shared strength during times of trial. The knowledge that others have faced similar challenges and endured gives us a sense of shared humanity, and that shared connection helps to fortify our own resilience. The empathy and encouragement of those who walk beside us make the journey through hardship more bearable. Faith also provides a sense of hope that transcends immediate circumstances. Hope is not just optimism, but the firm belief that a better future is possible. In times of crisis, it is easy to lose sight of the horizon, to become mired in the details of our current struggle. Yet faith reminds us that there is always the possibility of change, growth, and renewal. Whether through a spiritual belief in the possibility of redemption or through a secular belief in personal development and recovery, faith helps us to hold on to the belief that this moment, however painful, will pass. And in time we may emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than before. At its heart, faith nurtures a sense of meaning in the midst of suffering. Without meaning, hardship can feel senseless, leaving us grasping for answers that seem just out of reach. Faith offers the possibility of understanding, whether in the form of religious teachings, philosophical exploration, or personal reflection. When we can find meaning in our pain, we are more likely to view our challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as burdens to be endured. This sense of purpose allows us to draw strength from our suffering, knowing that even the most difficult moments are contributing to our overall development. Hope as a guiding light. Hope is a force that transcends the immediate circumstances of our lives, offering a source of light in even the darkest of times. It is the invisible thread that connects us to the future, providing us with the courage to keep moving forward when the present feels overwhelming. In many ways, hope is what separates those who endure hardship from those who are consumed by it. It does not dismiss the pain or difficulty we face, but it empowers us to see beyond it, to envision a better tomorrow, and to act with the belief that such a future is possible. Hope is not a passive state, but an active force that shapes how we live through our challenges. One of the most powerful aspects of hope is its ability to provide direction. In moments of hardship, it is easy to feel lost, to believe that the road ahead is obstructed by insurmountable obstacles. Hope acts as a guiding light, helping us find our bearings. It does not always illuminate the entire path, but it offers enough clarity to take the next step. In this way, hope fosters action. Without hope, it becomes difficult to take any action at all, for the future seems uncertain and the effort futile. Yet when we hold on to hope, we are more likely to make decisions, seek solutions, and take the initiative to improve our circumstances. Hope fuels our perseverance and encourages us to keep moving, even when the way forward seems unclear. Hope also fosters resilience by reinforcing the belief that struggle is not without purpose. When we are in pain, it is natural to question why we are enduring hardship. It can feel as if the weight of our suffering is meaningless, that we are being punished, or that our efforts to overcome it are futile. Hope, however, allows us to see beyond this immediate despair. It reminds us that even in the midst of hardship, there is meaning to be found. This can be a deeply personal realization, as each individual defines hope in their own way, through faith, through relationships, or through personal growth. The belief that there is a reason for our struggle, even if we do not yet understand it, provides the strength to persevere. Hope helps us trust that we are not suffering in vain, that there is something to be learned or gained through the process of enduring and overcoming. Hope is also inherently connected to the idea of renewal. When life feels particularly bleak, it is easy to assume that nothing will ever change, that we are trapped in our current state of suffering. Hope challenges this view by emphasizing that circumstances can and do change. No matter how dire the present moment may seem, hope reminds us that transformation is always possible. It may come in unexpected forms or at times we least anticipate, but hope insists that things can improve. It is not about denying the reality of pain or difficulty, but about recognizing that these moments are part of a larger cycle. This awareness gives us the resilience to keep going, knowing that change is not only possible but inevitable. Hope allows us to live with the expectation that better days are ahead, and this belief provides the strength to endure the trials of the present. Hope is a unifying force that connects us to others. When we are struggling, it can often feel as though we are alone in our suffering. However, hope allows us to see that we are part of a larger community, one that shares in the human experience of challenge and growth. Hope invites us to look beyond ourselves, to recognize that others have walked similar paths and that they too have found ways to navigate hardship. This connection fosters solidarity, reminding us that we do not face our struggles in isolation. Through shared hope, we find comfort in the knowledge that others believe in our capacity to overcome, and that belief can be a powerful motivator. Furthermore, when we extend hope to others, we find that it also strengthens our own resolve. By offering encouragement and support, we reinforce our own sense of purpose and direction. Hope also nurtures creativity and problem solving. When we are overwhelmed by difficulty, our focus often narrows and we can become paralyzed by our circumstances. In such moments, hope opens our minds to possibilities. It encourages us to look for new solutions, to think outside the box, and to explore alternatives that we might not have considered. Hope expands our vision beyond the limitations of our current situation, allowing us to see potential solutions and opportunities that were previously obscured by fear or despair. This expanded perspective is crucial in overcoming challenges, as it fosters the belief that there is always a way forward, even if it is not immediately apparent. Hope enables us to keep faith in the process of growth, even when progress seems slow or imperceptible. During times of difficulty, we may feel as though we are not making any progress, that we are stuck in a rut, or that our efforts are futile. Hope teaches us that growth is often incremental, that change happens gradually, and that even small steps forward are meaningful. It is through hope that we learn to trust the process, to have patience with ourselves, and to celebrate the small victories along the way. Hope reminds us that, even when the road is long, every step counts and brings us closer to the eventual transformation we seek. Hope is a powerful and transformative force that not only helps us endure hardship, but also empowers us to grow through it. It provides direction, fosters resilience, encourages renewal, connects us to others, nurtures creativity, and reinforces the importance of the journey itself. Hope does not promise an easy path, but it promises that we are capable of navigating it and emerging stronger on the other side. It is the fuel that propels us forward, the light that guides us through dark times, and the belief that no matter the struggle, better days lie ahead.